Hi everyone, it's Gitty. Just want to thank you all for everything that you've been doing for me and my family, be it the tefillos and the kabbalos and the sacrifices and all these incredible messages I've been getting that make me just feel so humbled and so cared about. So I'm not going to thank you because Hashem will thank you and He will repay you one day for everything that you're doing. Just a couple thoughts just gurgling around my little brain over here. I'm just talking mainly to myself, but you could listen in. Just thinking when I first got sick and we ended up in the hospital and the doctors came and gave us the diagnosis, and I've just been so sure from the very beginning that I'm getting better, so positive about it. So it's well, if I'm going to get better, and Hashem I will, and this is all just a little blip on the life journey that I'm going to be taking in Hashem. So why did Hashem bother shaking up my little world and my family's world and everyone else who loves and cares about me? Because I could say pretty much most of us Jewish women, we've been busy doing the things that Hashem wants us to be doing. We're running our homes, we're raising the next generation. We're busy with bringing our kids to school and going to doctor appointments and dentist appointments and going shopping for Shabbos and picking up the phone to encourage friends and once in a while getting together and connecting with people, and we're busy with doing the right things. So it's not like we're a group of people that have veered way off track. So my father touched on this when he spoke to my family. We had a little gathering of chizuk, and he said, because even if you're doing all the right things, the biggest danger that could happen to any of us in our journey through life, because all of us, honestly, we're all dying one day. None of us are going to live forever. We're all here on a journey, and that's not supposed to be a sad thing or a scary thing. It's just a fact of life. We're here for a short period of time. We're here to accumulate as many zchusim as we can, so that we can stuff our suitcases with as much as we can show for ourselves in the next world, so that we could be misanig in the Ziv HaShechina for the rest of eternity. That's why we're here. This journey is a small one. It's not meant to be the end deal. So my father was telling the family that the worst thing that could happen is when we lose focus of the why. So even if we're doing the mitzvahs, and even if we're doing the right things, and we're doing our yamim tovim, and we're cooking our meals, and we're dressing our kids, and once in a while we may have a chance to open up a siddur, and we're saying our brachos, we're doing everything, but we forget why we're here, and we forget the whole purpose of it all. That is the biggest danger. It's so bad for us, not for Hashem, for us, that it's worth it for Him to come and turn us upside down and shake our world up, just so that one day when we step off our train ride, I keep on having that song play through my mind all the time, that old gorgeous Journey song that E.B. Greenberg composed, that Baruch Dayan sings on his new CD, Hop on the Train. We're all riding on a train. Everyone gets a different ticket, but we're all riding down the train. And then he says, but one car seems so different, inhabited by few. And I don't remember the exact lyrics, but these people say, this ride is not for fun, we're only passing through. It's the choices that we make today that are all that's going to last. This train is moving down the tracks, and it's moving awful fast. So really, it's not even about a diagnosis, stage 1, stage 4, it's all Saint Hashem, it's a bunch of silliness. We're all hurtling down our train track of life, and we're all going to step off when Hashem chooses, whether we know it or not, whether we get a warning beforehand or not, and Hashem's going to say, step up, open up your suitcases. What have you got to show for yourself? So I was just thinking, mainly to myself, because I have a long way to go in self-improvement. If we don't take these wake-up calls, if I don't take the wake-up call and take the chance and say, okay, all those things I said I want to do, I want to change, now's a chance. So it's better this way, better to have the wake-up call and stop and reframe and remember why I'm here, why we're here, what our goal is, where we're going to, than the danger of just blissfully sailing down the tracks and finding out, oh, it's time to hop off, but wait, I didn't pack my suitcase. So just some little thoughts, because every Yom Kippur, my father says the same thing to the family. He says, take your Kabbalah, cut it in half again, cut it in half again. And you feel dumb, especially when there's someone that you want to help. I could think of recent situation where we were trying to accumulate chesed for someone who really needed it. And you're like so desperate. You're like, you want to do a lot. You want to do a lot. You want to take on more. You want to take on more. But the truth is, Hashem wants us to change. And He made us. And He knows that we're human. And He knows if we try to just take on a ton at once, that's not going to change us. So the trick is go it small. He knows you want to change. As long as you really take on a step that's real and concrete and that's doable. And the only way to do that is if it's tiny. It's tiny, but it's concrete. Tiny and concrete. Tiny and concrete. Then we'll really change. And if we really change, Hashem will change whatever Gzardin there is, which I'm convinced is not a bad Gzardin. I'm sure it's going to be better anyway. But forget me, all of us. Not about me, it's about all of us. We're all struggling in life. Once in a while you'll hear someone say, it's such a hard time now, like everyone's going through such hard times. It's like, maybe it is, please Hashem, I hope it is. But I think the life experience is a hard one. That's just reality. Mashiach or not Mashiach, Chavli Mashiach, horrible times or not. Like, let's get real. We're not living through the concentration camps. We're in a relatively good time, but we're all struggling, not because we're in a difficult time period in history, because our life experience is such that we're going to struggle, because if we don't struggle, we'll forget the why. We'll be so busy shopping for Shabbos and making our menus, and rushing to get our kids' uniforms before the school starts, and making our Rosh Hashanah menu. Oh, it's almost Rosh Hashanah. You have a great recipe for salmon. Wait 1 second. Why am I here? What's Rosh Hashanah about? What's Shabbos about? Why am I rushing with my kids out to school? Like, why am I here? Reframe. So I think this is like times like this that we have to like step back and reframe. So I'm just throwing out ideas out there. Everyone is different. You have to do what works for you. Just like tiny things that might work for you. That not about like let's bake challah. I mean, I think baking challah is a gorgeous mitzvah. I think I'm not entitled to an opinion. Hashem says it's a beautiful mitzvah. I think saying Tehillim is stunning. I think everything is beautiful, but we could also put tefillin on a cow, technically, right? We could also, Irish women might enjoy the taste of challah. They could be challah also. It's about changing. You want to take on something that changes you as a person. And I think, little me thinks, maybe changing us as a person in a way that we're more Hashem focused and more focused on why we're here and that we're passing through. So just like a bunch of tiny ideas. I have a friend who told me that she took upon herself, she's going through a struggle, and she took upon herself that every time she says the word Baruch. Now I think that's already big because we say Baruch so many times throughout the day. So tell yourself 3 times a day or even once a day. She said she was able to do it throughout the day. Every time she said Baruch, she stopped and she thought, Baruch means the source of all blessing. I'm talking to the one who is the source of all blessing. Everything I need in my life, everything that worries me, everything that stresses me out, all the things that are coming to me that I like and I don't like, it's all from him. He's the source. And she said it reframed her whole day. And she's not stopping. She said, then she's going to move on to Ata. After you realize that the source of all blessing is Hashem, and then you say, Ata, I'm talking to that source of all blessing. So she said it just changes her whole day. It's not like, oh, for 5 minutes, I'm going to say Nishmas. I think it's gorgeous, say Nishmas, please do. But I'm saying her point is her whole day, it restructures, it reminds her why she's here. I think Emunah B'Tachon's from it, Emunah B'Tachon, I just think they're not just game changers, they're mind altering. Some people aren't smart people, I get it. If let's say, and I think if you promise yourself you're going to learn something every day or every night, that's already too big. That's not cutting it in half and cutting it in half again. But maybe if you know you drink your coffee at 10 o'clock every morning, if you have the luxury of doing that, I didn't have for a long time, but let's say you do, you have 3 minutes of quiet time. Tell yourself, instead of browsing through your phone then, and you have it part of a routine, it's easier to remember it. While I drink my coffee at 10, I'm going to read Rabbi David Asher's daily Emunah lesson. If that will work for you, every morning, you're just going to refocus. Oh, wait, I'm here because I'm going somewhere. I'm here because this is the life Hashem gave me. And I'm going to try to make my day count so that it goes in my luggage on my train ride. Another friend of mine went through a difficulty. She felt like she had to strengthen herself. I was awed by this. This was amazing. I happen to love a sefer. She bought, I think they sell it. I know they sell it in Gittel Bas. I'm sure they sell it all over. It's called Maimar HaBitachon Leval Beis HaLevi. It sounds overwhelming. It's not. It has the English translation. She said it was a game changer for her. And any day that she didn't learn it, she felt a difference. And she's not Miss, Rebbitzin out there, head in the clouds. She's a very practical, accomplished person who's a big doer and runs her home beautifully. But this was her lifeline. It's kind of like, it's written by Art Scroll, and it has an English translation. You can go through it at your own pace, 2-3 minutes a day. Your brain is going to change. That's major if you could do that. Was put out by Art Scroll recently. It is a gem. It is a diamond. It is done stunning. If there is a way for you to learn it every day, not for me. I'm not talking about me. I promise not about me. I'm talking about you, about us as a people changing, so we don't get so lost in the minutia of life and of the things that we should be doing that we lose track on the why, and that's already dangerous. If you have 2 minutes, if that works for you, go for it. You might be the kind of person who is not so the bookish type. Maybe you want to call into Reb David Asher and listen on the phone. Chayinu has a gorgeous hotline they recently put up on Bitachon. If you want to listen, that might work. I sometimes find my brain is so cluttered with so many things, and there's so many phone calls that are coming in I can't ignore, and things I have to take care of and people I have to connect to. So at one point I said to myself, I'm losing focus. When I go in the car, I'm always running errands. I feel like I live in my car. I'm never done. So instead of instinctively turning on the music, I happen to love music, close the music and tell yourself once a day when you drive somewhere, there's an inspirational CD that works for you, go for it. If not, even just keep the music off and just think in your car. No phone, no Bluetooth, and just think. And talk to Hashem in the car. You could just say, Hashem, I'm worried about this, and Hashem, I hope this works out, and I know you're the one in charge, and could you help me with this? It'll just refocus you so much more. A lot of people, I feel whenever there's a Sarah, they're right away, we're going to be better mothers, which I think is incredible. Just a little thought, and this might sound like borderline kfira, forgive me, but I was just thinking when you go up after 120, we get off that train and we step off, Hashem doesn't ask you, who are your children? He says, show me Gitty Greenberg. He says, show me who you made yourself into. He doesn't say, show me your kids. Now, through your parenting journey, hopefully you change yourself as a person. And hopefully through your marriage and everyone's whatever bending everyone has to do and whatever dynamics they have to do in their marriage, that's going to change them as a person as well. But it's not about oh my gosh, it's so sad. I know this lady, she has 8 kids, and she's stage 4 cancer. Oh my gosh, it's horrible. I'm going to be the best mother now. Go for it, be the best mother. But I'm saying, I think the main message is, so therefore, I'm going to change, because we don't know when. We all want to make the best of ourselves, and if through your journey of changing as a mother you change, go ahead. I think it's gorgeous. Well, everyone sign up for every parenting course out there. I'm so pro, don't get me wrong, and please don't you dare ever listen into my bedtime routine. I'll never forgive you. I'm the worst mother out there. But my point is just we have to be a little more inner focused about changing ourselves, why we're here, and that we're gonna become better people. And the way to do it, I think, is to be just a little more focused on the whys of life and not get lost in the humdrum. So if anyone has any other ideas of what they could do, I know some people get together with friends. Maybe there's a friend out there that you could connect with and just have a conversation a few times a day about growth. If you have that kind of friend, then you won't feel stupid. I'm trying to think of examples of things that we could do. I don't know, there's no end. But just if we could just take the time to reframe and think a little more about why we're here and where we're traveling to and the reason and the why, and make some kind of tiny Kabbalah, tiny, that encapsulates that, I think that we'll just be the people that we will deep down really, really want to be. We don't want to wake up one day and say, I don't want to embarrass anybody, I'm 36, so to me 66 is still a ways to go. But maybe you're 66 now. Wake up and you'll be 67, I don't know. But you don't want to wake up one day and be 66 years old and saying, I'm the same 36-year-old I was 30 years ago. You want to change, you want to be a better person. So let's take the chance now and let's do something very, very inward, very, very small that will change us as people and make us more olam habatik people. I think that's the main thing. More people who are focused on our destination and the why, and less caught off track with the frenetic piece of everything that we should be doing and we need to be doing, but without that They're like sense of that's the end all and be all. The uniforms and the clothing for our kids and the meals and the menus and the Shabbos and this. It's not the end all and be all. It's not. So let's just take a tiny thing and we'll all change. And please don't leave me behind in your pursuit of greatness, because I want to come along. I want to change too. But we'll become better people and we'll greet Mashiach together as better people. And Hashem will be proud of us, and that's the main thing. I love you all. Bye.